Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Now let's learn how to draw this amazing sketch. We'll divide this sketch into 5 steps. So let's focus on individual steps. First, make sure you draw an outline, a square, so that it will be easy for you later. All whatever we do should be within the square. Yeah, once you're done with the square, now let's move on to step number 1. Drawing the basic outline using a pencil. As you can see, I'm using a mechanical pencil here. You can use whichever pencil of your choice in which you feel you're good at doing. So, step number 1, drawing the basic outline using a pencil. Why do we do this? The main motto is how many times you do using a pencil, you can erase it and redo. So, redoing is the main principle why we follow the step 1. As you can see, I have drawn a pillar sort of structure. If you're not okay with freehand, use scales, it's completely fine. Then you can see I have drawn a slant line. I'll draw two parallel lines. You use scale. If you are a beginner, it's very difficult to draw using freehand, but I would recommend you guys to use scale. Make sure the gap between two pillars is not that the same between the two shadows. What I'm trying to do here is two pillars and the shadows. Just do it the way I'm doing. Now, once we are done with this basic, we'll move on to the chest pawns. What I'm trying to do here is making it look bit cylindrical. Once you're done with lower layers, we'll move on to the upper layer. Yeah, it's coming good. Draw a basic sketch. It need not be exact the way I'm trying to do here. The referred image or the image for the reference is available in the link below. You can download the image, take a print, look at it, draw in your own way. You need not copy the same manner in which I'm trying to do here. So you can see I already erased some twice or thrice just to make sure it looks the same way as it is in the reference image. Just try to sketch along with me, and if you get lost, if you feel it's not coming proper, pause the video, go back and do it properly. Now we'll focus on the other pawn. Make sure the king pawn is bit taller than that of queen pawn. That's how it is shown in the image. Add a add bit curve to the pillar. Don't make it look like a pillar, then it won't give an appearance of a chess pawn. Even if you do multiple attempts, it's fine, but make sure you get it right. If you're not getting the basic right, it's simple. It's all you need to do is just try to imagine you drawing a cup, a coffee mug, something like that, and just focus on whatever I'm trying to do here in the video. Now we'll focus on the shadow part. You can see that what we're trying to do is we are trying to depict a shadow on the wall. So there is an angle between the wall and the floor. So make sure you don't draw it in the same fashion that it doesn't differentiate the floor and the wall. There is an angle. The angle between the wall and the floor is 90 degree. Or if you're not getting how to draw the shadow, what I'm trying to do there, in the beginning itself we have drawn a slant line. Take a scale, draw perpendicular lines to the slant line, and that will form the wall. Using those lines, you can focus on the shadows, and that might help you in your basics. But here I am drawing freehand sketch. So by doing this, I guess it's easy for me, though every artist has his own way. And if you're not, if you are a beginner, I recommend you use to use scale. Then we'll draw the crown, bit curls. It's coming good. Take your own time, need not hurry. What we are trying to do here is give the lines a shape. There are two things in this sketch. One is object, the two chess pawns or the objects, where the other two things, the king and the queen, are the figures. So we have to give proper shape to the figures. And once you are there, done with the crown, we'll focus on. No, it's not coming proper. We'll again further focus on the same thing, the crown. What we are trying to do here is get the outline right using the pencil. Once we get it, we can move further. Before doing this, you have to understand the basic forms. There is a fundamental study of human figure, and in the below description I would have posted a thing about the proportions in which you need to draw the human figure. The curves on the body of male and female are not the same. So once we are done with pencil sketching, let's move on to the next step, retracing the outline using pit artistic pens or CD marker, whichever is available to you, on the pencil outline. You need not erase the pencil outline, which makes it further difficult. You can just do it on the outline, the way I'm trying to do here. This is the easiest step because we are just sort of tracing whichever lines we did before. And if you have not got this sketch part of the king and the queen properly, I guess you should refer Anatomy and Drawing of Human Figures. It's a book by Victor Perard. To have a good effect in figure drawing, you should have force in lines which you draw. In the sense, to make it in simple words, um, you should have that passion when you're doing it. Like, you should do it for the sake of doing, not because you're doing it just for the sake of finishing the art. You should do it enjoying the process. I can't speak much about tracing the outline. It's very simple. Once you get the sketch properly, it's way too easy. So main thing is to get your sketch properly. The pencil sketch matters a lot. If you get that wrong and try to get this right, it's not possible. And since you're trying to draw this standing figure, I guess it's way too easy. But when the figure is not standing, it's in other positions, it's way too difficult. So I guess just following the way I'm trying to do here would be helpful for you guys. And one thing about Pit artistic pens is it's available with various sizes, but CD marker doesn't come the same. I guess we are done with the second step. Now, step number 3, we have to erase the pencil marks. Even this step doesn't require that much of effort. All you're trying to do is just erase the pencil marks. You can erase on the outline of either marker or pit pens, it doesn't matter a lot, but you have to make sure it's dried. After you trace the outline, give some 4-5 minute gap and then start erasing. Or if you try to erase when the ink is wet, it just damages the paper. I love this step number 3, because it's way too easy erasing. Now let's further move. Step number 4, beginning the shading of chest pawns. As I've told before, there are two objects here and two figures. On object, the main thing which we can do is shading. And since object has certain dimensions, the angle at which light enters or reflects on the object matters a lot. So what I'm trying to do here is making like it's easy, it's obvious that the light is falling from the right side, the wall is on the left side, the shadow is on the obvious the left side. So make sure you start shading on the left side, because the light is coming from the right side. It's simple. What I'm trying to do here is drawing parallel lines, small bits of lines parallel to the left side of the object. It's quite simple step. All you need to do is just focus on the procedure which I'm trying to do. Now just left to it, draw even tiny bit of lines, but with bit darker shade. Or if you are using a pit pens, you can use F size pit pens instead of S. This will give the darker appearance. Or if you are using normal CD marker, I would suggest you to reduce the gap between the parallel lines. That would give the darker effect. It's as simple and as easy as doing pencil shading. If you have some basic idea, you'll proceed very easily. And there we go. Next, we have to draw parallel lines bit distant towards the right side of the object, but use excess size pit pens. Since the light is falling from the right side, we shouldn't make it look darker though. It should be light when compared to the previous lines. Even if your shading part goes wrong, it's fine, because the shadow part is the main thing which grabs the attention of the audience. Even if you make bit mistakes here and there, in the pawns, it's completely fine because people are more concerned about the shadow. That's what the thing which is attracting the audience attention. The same thing we are trying to do with the king pawn. Instead of drawing tiny bits of parallel lines, I'm trying to do vertical lines. It's fine in this part, like where in you're shading the pawns. Even if you do mistakes, it's completely fine. People won't have the reference image to compare it with and tell their views. They'll have your sketch. So as long as you feel it's coming good, do it your way. It need not be the exact way it is shown in the reference image. But for a better result, you need to compare the better image, that is the reference image. Or for the sake of art, it's your wish. On the lower part of the pants, make sure it's a bit dark. Same thing we try to continue, try to highlight the other points. Since the light is falling from the right side, make sure you have that 3D effect towards the left side. If you try to do it on the both side, gone. Now I am using excess pencil again, excess pit art pen again. Sorry for that. Use the same excess pencil. As I have told before, how to draw perpendicular lines which depicts the wall. We are now going to work on the wall, I guess. Yeah, there we are. Step number 5, getting the remaining details done. I guess we are okay with the bond details. It's looking really good. I'm telling you need not get it exact the way it is in the reference image. The way you want, the way you want to shade. Just follow your artistic instincts wherever it leads to. Even if it's worse, it's fine. You need not show it to anyone. You can be pleased by yourself that you did something better than what others aren't even trying to do. Now let's focus on getting the remaining details done. What we are left with is the shadow. Shadow is black. So let's color it with black. I'm using B size brush for this purpose. The pit pens are amazing thing. If you are in love with them, then you're never gonna forget them. Step number 5 is also way too easy. All you're trying here is filling the shadow. This is the easiest sketch, I guess, because you're not doing any details on the human figure. Or else, if you consider the other sketches wherein you have to involve facial expression, you had to put body language, you had to put different sort of clothing thing according to what theme you have got. So with that in the mind, I guess this is a very easy sketch. I would suggest you guys to use marker pen, permanent marker with a thick lead. This takes a lot of time and patience. All of us have time, but patience, nah, I don't think all of them have. As a beginner, it's very common that the artists become very impatient about the art. I can't speak a lot about this part. All you need to do is fill in the void, the shadow, the way I'm trying to do here. Be very slow about it when you are trying to fill the colors. Even if you miss it by tiny millimeter, you have to bear the consequences. I guess we are there. Somewhere around 65% of the sketch is done. The remaining portion is easy. We have to fill in color of the queen, and there is bit detail left which needs to be filled in the background. Since remaining four steps are not that important, I would rather suggest you to follow the step one very wisely. Step one determines how the output would be. All we are trying to do is the same thing whatever we did with the king. Fill in the colors. It's just color black. Fill in the black color. It's looking somewhat like the reference image. Take your own time. Don't overdo things. We are almost done with the shadow thing. Ooh, it looks good. Now we are left with We'll now focus on the background. It's way too simple. All you need to do is think that it's raining outside and rain draw raindrops on the wall. If you're not sure how to draw, as I've told, there is a slant line. Draw a perpendicular line to the slant line, the one which you have used in the beginning. On the same line, you can draw the dashed lines which are discontinuous in nature. Now draw the same thing on the floor. This is just to differentiate the floor from the wall, to make the audience look that yeah, it's different thing, it's not a two-dimensional thing. I guess we are done. What are we left with? A signature. Yeah, a signature. We'll find a place to put it. Make sure it's not highlighted more than your sketch. It should be tiny bit somewhere in the corner where people should like where people have to put the effort to find out the sign. It should not be visible, obviously. It should be, since it's a part which will leave behind. And once after editing the outline, uh, I think I need to give final touch. Yeah, on the pencil impression, I just did that thing. Yeah, we're done with it. Done. That's it. Thank you.